I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met.
We've got a lot of developing information coming in about rapper Sean Diddy Combs, the sex trafficking investigation he's wrapped up in, the new accusations that are coming out every single day, from new attorneys to a sex tape allegedly being shopped around to a statement from Combs' mom. We are updating you on the very latest with trial attorney Wayne Dennison. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Here's something that's clear. There is no shortage of information coming in on a daily basis regarding Sean Diddy Combs. And we here on Sidebar, we have tried to do our best to cover the very latest for you. And believe me, we've seen your comments about being the Diddy News Network, not something we take lightly, okay? Not the moniker we expected, but it's, again, one we take very seriously. We're going to try to bring you everything that we can. And to talk about the latest developments, and there are a lot, I want to bring in trial attorney Wayne Dennison, who famously represented Johnny Depp in his high-profile trial against Amber Heard, so he knows a thing or two about high-profile cases. Wayne, good to see you. Thanks for coming here on Sidebar. So we haven't had a chance yet to talk about the latest and talk about even the indictment against Sean Combs. To everybody back home, he faces charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution, and who knows, there could be more charges on the horizon. But for now, what is your reaction to the case against him?
Well, they've charged, there are 3 counts, but there are 8 chargeable crimes that are reflected in those indictments. And you're talking about very serious charges, each of which carries very serious jail time if he were to be convicted.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at 15 years to life in prison. So, which, by the way, a little side note, I still am not of the belief that he would be offered a deal that wouldn't include prison time. So, there's been a lot of talk. He's going to come out, he's going to name names, he's going to mention everybody. He may do that, but he's still going to face, I think, like 10 years in prison. If they're saying he's the head of this criminal organization and he's been engaging in a repeated pattern of abusing women and drugging people, I just don't believe that he'd be offered anything attractive to him to want to take a deal. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he's at the top of the pyramid here. Generally, you give deals to the people who are lower in the pyramid in order to get them to testify against the top. There's no reason to give him a deal.
So I want to go to these developments. And first up, we have this brand new information about an alleged secret video of an A-list celebrity participating in one of Combs' freak-offs. So these are those prolonged sex parties where commercial sex workers and other victims would be reportedly drugged and forced to have sex. So 2 anonymous sources have told the New York Post that the video is being shopped around to media outlets, and the unnamed celebrity knows about this. So this comes as sources are saying that a male A-list celebrity is, quote, horrified that this footage is being shopped around. And that's what 2 people in this star's inner circle reportedly told the New York Post. Sources say both Combs and the other male's faces are visible in this sex tape. The Post says it's not revealing who the celebrity is because it's not clear if he was a minor when the footage was filmed. And of course, just last week, a Texas attorney announced that his firm would be filing separate lawsuits on behalf of more than 100 alleged victims. Of that group, Tony Busby says that 25 say they were underage when Combs allegedly assaulted them. One man told Busby he was just 9 years old. And to couple that, the New York Post also says that an officer with the Department of Homeland Security, who was apparently part of the raid on Combs' house in Miami back in March, said that there are, quote, recognizable names on some of the footage that they seized, but wouldn't confirm who those people are. And also, we talked about this too, that there is this attorney for a woman who says that she has that secret tape or has a secret tape and spoke to News Nation. This was Ashley Banfield's show. Ariel Mitchell-Kidd has some advice for that celebrity.
The person who has the tape really doesn't want to shop it around. They really want to help and give it to wanted to directly sell it to that person, but it seems as if they are going elsewhere. If I was them, I would do something about this. And the only way to do anything is to do the catch and kill. That's the only way to ensure that it doesn't come out. We're taught that God helps those who helps themselves. So if we have a situation where that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
Wow.
So Wayne, here's the problem I have with this. If someone is videotaped and they don't realize that they're being videotaped and this is being shopped around, isn't that illegal?
It really depends on the state. There are two-party consent states and single-party consent states. Ultimately, it's probably illegal in many, many states. And the notion that somebody's trying to sell your name, image, and likeness for profit probably gives you a cause of action among the civil law, but it's not going to be that great if ultimately what you're talking about is a extraordinarily explosive and embarrassing videotape.
Yeah, but could you get a court to jump in for an injunction to stop anybody from publishing it?
There's a real possibility that you could.
But if that unnamed celebrity goes to court, can they shield their identity so nobody would know that they're doing this?
It again depends state by state.
Because Garth Brooks tried to do something similar. He went to federal court and tried to stop a lawsuit from being filed against them. I think that's very different than having a tape being published of you that could be quite embarrassing.
Yeah, your ability to sue other people is pretty much fundamental, and the courts will protect that.
And you might not know this, but is it a crime federally to publish this material, especially if it's being distributed across the nation?
Not to my knowledge.
Interesting. And to couple that, this insider also told the Post, it's a total nightmare. He feels like he was victimized years ago and is now being victimized yet again. If this footage gets out, it will follow him for life. It will be on the internet forever. I'll tell you, Wayne, the fact that the New York Post can't determine if this is a minor means that this person was young, right?
It has to be.
Yeah, and that I'm sure is going to lead to a lot of speculation about who this could be. I have a question about it. The New York Post reported that the